In this video, I would like to do a polyglot reading of the Gospel of John, looking at the Greek, the Hebrew translation, and the Latin translation, and looking at some of the grammar. So we begin with the Greek. This is the prologue of John. In arche ein halagas. Kai halagas ein pras tan thean. Kai theas ein halagas. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was literally toward God or face to face with God. And the Word was God. In is a preposition that takes the dative case, and arche is a feminine noun in the dative case. So in the beginning, whatever beginning we're talking about from all eternity, in the beginning, ein halagas. Ein is the imperfect indicative active third person singular from eimi. So in the beginning was halagas. We have the definite article ha, nominative masculine singular, and logos, which is a masculine second declension noun, nominative masculine singular. So in the beginning was the Word. The Word is eternal. It was always there, the Word being Christ, because Christ became man in verse 14 in the incarnation. And the word probably goes back to Memra, the Aramaic idea, which basically is used interchangeably with God in some of the texts of the Targum. So in the beginning was the Word. The Word is eternal. Christ is eternal. Kai halagas ein pras tan thean. And the Word was toward God. Again, nominative case in the article ha, masculine singular. Same with logos, nominative masculine singular noun. And ein again, imperfect indicative active third person singular from eimi. So, and the word was pras. Pras means to or toward. It is a preposition, and it takes the accusative case here, toward, tan thean. Tan is the definite article, the accusative masculine singular. We think of the article as ha, tu, to, tan. So the word was toward God, or literally face to face with God, we could translate it. And tan thean takes the accusative case. Tan is your definite article in the accusative masculine singular, and thean is the accusative masculine singular word for God. So the word was face to face with God. Christ was always with the Father from all eternity. And God here, I believe, speaking of God the Father, and he was always face to face in that intimate relationship. Kai ta'as ein halagas. And the Word was God. Kai is your conjunction and notice the as is a nominative masculine singular. And then we have ein, which is your the imperfect indicative active third person singular from eimi, and halagas is a nominative masculine singular for the Word, referring to Christ. So the Word was, and we would never translate this a God, but the Word was God, meaning Jesus had the same quality and same attribute as God the Father. It's sort of like in 1 John where it says God is love. He has the quality of love. Same kind of an expression in the Greek text. we would never translate it, God is a love, but God has the full quality of love. And that's what we see here. The word was divine, we would translate it, or the word was God. And never translate it, like I said, a God, as some have done, but it's looking at the divinity of Jesus. He is fully God. The Hebrew, after showing the eternality, the eternal distinct existence face to face of the Son with the Father, of Christ with the Father, and Christ being fully divine, or fully God, having the full quality of God, the full nature of divinity. The Hebrew translation reads, Bereshit haya ha-davar, v'ha-davar haya et ha-Elohim, v'ha-davar haya ha-Elohim. That is, in the beginning was the Word. In other words, at the very first was the Word. And again, showing eternality, the same way Genesis 1 begins, Bereshit, bara Elohim, and so forth. So in the beginning, Haya is the cow perfect third masculine singular from the verb Haya. So in the beginning was the Word, definite article Ha, Davar, meaning word, Ve Ha Davar, and the word Haya et Ha Elohim. Ve is the conjunction, Ha Davar, the definite article again, and Davar means word, and the word was another cow perfect third masculine singular from Haya, was et Ha Elohim. We could translate this sign of the direct object. The word was with God would be a good way to translate et ha Elohim, looking at the separate existence of the Word of Christ, eternally existing with God. V'hadavar haya ha Elohim, and the Word was God. Uh, this was not translated without the article here, because in the translation, Delitzsch is capturing what the Greek really means. The Word was fully divine, was God. Again, Haya is the cow perfect third masculine singular from the verb Haya. And we have the Vav and the Vav conjunction, and Ha Elohim, the definite article Ha, followed by Elohim, meaning God. Now, as we come to the Latin, in principio erat verbum, in the beginning was the Word. And erat is an imperfect third masculine singular from the root to be. And verbum means word, or verbum, however one would want to pronounce it. Often the V is pronounced like a W rather than a V. So in the beginning was the Word, et, the conjunction, and verbum erat apud Deum. And the Word was with God. Apud is that preposition here in the Latin, paralleling pros in the Greek. So the Word was with God, et Deus erat verbum, and the Word was God. Again, the imperfect from ire in third masculine singular in erat. And verbum is the noun masculine singular. The word was Deus, Deus meaning God. So as we look at this one verse, just the beginning of this great prologue, notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 17 words if we count the article. But the point I think we need to make is there's three phrases teaching us three things about Christ. That he was eternal, because he is the Word, he's the Memra, eternal. Secondly, he was always face to face with God, a distinct person in the Godhead, in the Trinity, but always face to face with God. Restore to me the glory that I had with you, Father, he prays in John 17, before the foundation of the world. And the Word was God, or was divine. So Jesus is fully God. And again, we would never translate this. The Word was a God, but the Word was divine. That is, it has the full quality of deity. Speaking of Jesus Christ, so the Word was equally divine as Jesus was with the Father from all eternity. He shares in co-equality with the Father. And we made that point a minute ago that God is love, and there's a lack of article in love, but we would never translate it. God is a love. I remember years ago, A.T. Robertson made that statement, I believe, in one of his grammars, showing that God is love, just like the Word is God, showing his full quality of divinity, just like God has the full quality of love.